EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the beautiful city of Seattle. We welcome you inside Lumen Field, the home of the Seahawks. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olsen. That is Jake Elliott getting this one started. Oh, and he gets it all wrong. Penalty flag's going to come in and mark this one out beyond the 40-yard line. This drive starts on the ground with Walker. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
We're going side.
Once again, it's Walker. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. That's good enough for a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
Slant, Smith and Jigba has it. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
And that'll be a gain of 2 and a first down.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. 3rd and short, 4th and short, the ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Pistol snap back to Darnold. The reception for Rashid Shaheed. And this takes him into the red zone. He's shot down inside the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 16
yards. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Seattle.
First and 10.
Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. And he will get into the end zone. Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, Seahawks. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return, it's Tank Bigsby. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. First carry for Saquon Barkley. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line. They get 11 and quickly pick up a first down. So, first and 10 now from the 30.
First down, Eagles.
Hurts going to fire this one out to Smith. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
So he makes his first catch of the day, and even though it doesn't look like much, Mike, sometimes those are the touches that you can build off of. You know, it's like in basketball, what they say, sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the hoop.
And he finds some daylight up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7.
A gain of 7 yards.
Here's 3rd and 2. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. Now a 3rd and 2. He'll try to run here with Barkley. Good work on the ground. He's got it. First down. Up and about the 42.
A gain of 3 yards.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. That's quickly out to Smith. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Second time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
Finds an alley to the 35. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. They get an even 20 on that one. First down, Philadelphia.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Philadelphia.
They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. Not much there, maybe a yard.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's
2 minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. We're back to Seattle after this. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Throwing is Hurts. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
It's a really good job defensively. The key is you don't want your defensive linemen to overcommit to rushing the passer, and you don't want your linebackers in secondary dropping too deep defending the pass. In this case, all 3 levels played disciplined, good football with good vision. That's why they're able to stop him for no gain.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete. John Johnson was the intended receiver there. And now it's 4th down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit...
A throw left side, going to be intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th down.
And on a possession where the offense really had their way on the ground, they got to kind of go back to the drawing board and say, is it worth putting the ball in the air? Yes, we want to generate points. We want to push the ball downfield, but none of that matters if you're going to keep turning the ball over.
On the ground, it's Walker to start the drive. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Tackle made at the 24-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
It is 2nd and 9. We'll keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in this 2nd quarter.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. Smith and Jigba left side. He's got it. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Timeout Seahawks. That is their second. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. From the 39, here's a first and 10.
Here we go, set. Set.
Here's Walker. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, you're going to have to look to their defense.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway. Nolan Smith in there for a loss of 5 on the sack, and now it's third down. So we reach the intermission in what has been an entertaining one to this point. Back with the second half in just a moment. Just that one touchdown on the board. 7-0 to score as the third quarter begins. Here comes Will Shipley on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line.
At the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second and 5. On play action, Hurts taking a shot downfield for Smith. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And at this point on the sideline, Mike, it just has to feel like deja vu. I mean, really, the last 2 drives, same story. Continuing to drive, have something brewing, and then you just stall out in the exact same fashion. You can't put the ball in harm's way. You're not going to win a lot of football games if you do.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
16 yards.
First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a first down. Here's a handoff to Walker, running to the left. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it. Here's second and 9.
Second and 9 at the 32-yard line.
Off the bootleg. Here's Darnold. That's complete. It's JSN. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. A gain there of 21. It's good for a Seahawks first down.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
They'll run the draw with Walker. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
Well, on the back of the previous play, Mike, we saw him have some success through the air. They tried to change it up with a draw, but the defense wasn't having any of it. Didn't sell out for the pass.
And he'll take it on in. Cooper, touchdown, Seattle.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Bigsby to return it. Now a hit, and he lost the football. But this is taken in by a teammate. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That's complete to his big tight end. Dallas got him. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
They'll fake the give. Now it's Hurts. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked up by Devin Witherspoon.